All
how
right.
should
So we are solving exponentials today. Tomorrow we are solving logs. Your quiz will be on Tuesday when you come back. That will be the 23rd. Your test will be on Friday. Let me tell you something very important. That Friday's the last day of the quarter. If you are not here for this test, you will receive an incomplete, which means you are ineligible. If you are in any choir, orchestra, band, track, any sport, any theater, any of that stuff, if you get an incomplete, you are ineligible. So make sure you are here on that Friday. Okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is inverse operations. Inverse operations. What I mean by that is if I were to have a problem that had adding, how do I undo something that is adding? We would subtract. If I have multiplication, how do I undo multiplication? I use division. If I have x squared, if I have a quadratic, how do I undo a quadratic? A square root. Okay? So here's the new one, the one we're doing today. If I have an exponential function, something with an exponent, the only way to undo that is to change it into a log. Mr. Black, take your headphones out for me, please. Okay. So if I have an exponential function, we undo it by changing it to a log. There's two things you need to remember. If my exponential has a base, how do you know which one's the base in an exponential function? What does the base? It touches the exponent. Very good. Okay. If my base is a number, then we're going to turn it into a log, L-O-G. If my base is the letter E, then we use the ln. That's the ln that you saw in some of your other questions and asking what it was. Today's what we're going to learn what it is. It's just a natural log. It has its own number. Okay? So we're going to go do 4 problems. They're going to go quick. You don't need a calculator. Well, you can't have a calculator. So we're not actually plugging this into the calculator. It's just all manipulation and moving of our items. So our first example is going to say 4 to the power of x equals 8. This is an exponential function. How do I know it's exponential? Because it has a base with an exponent. Because my base is a number, I'm going to use an LOG. Whatever my base is has to be the base of my log. So if my base is 4, my log will have a base of 4. If my base is 12, my log will have a base of 12. Okay, these bases have to match. So I'm going to undo an exponent by using log. So I'm going to have log with a base of 4. And if I do it on the left side, I have to go to the right side. Log with a base of 4. Here's the important part. Log 4 of 4 equals 1. What is log 6 of 6? 1. What is log x of x? 1. Okay? So when these match, your base and your number inside, That equals 1. That's how we're able to cancel these out, because log base 4 of 4 is 1. So I have x equals log base 4 of 8. I'm going to put it in parentheses because in just a minute on the next problem, you're going to want parentheses, okay? My x is all by itself, and I went from exponential to a log, so this will be my final answer. So second example, if I have 3 to the x plus 2 equals 7, my base is 3. I know this is an exponential function. It has a base that is a number, so it's going to turn to a log. So on the left side, I'm going to have log with a base of 3. And on the right side, I will have log with a base of 3. Log 3 of 3 is 1. When they are exactly the same, it equals 1. So I have x plus 2 equals log base 3 of 7. I need this x all by itself. So my x has a plus 2, so I'm going to subtract 2. Here's why I used parentheses. Because that log has a number. And once that log has a number, nothing can change that number. So I'm not really subtracting 2 from this 7. So I like to put it in parentheses so I know it stays. It's not changing. So x equals log base 3 of 7. That's not changing. And now I'm subtracting 2. If you write it like this, 7 minus 2, that's fine, but you better be careful and not subtract that 7 and 2. It's not going to give you the same number, okay? So x is all by itself, so that is my final answer. Questions so far? Yes, sir. Mr. Wheeler, you are able to move, my dear, because I'm turning pages. Okay. Not me. All right, here we go. So on the next page, we are going to do the other exponent. So now we're not going to have a number. We're just going to have a letter for my base. Okay. So I have e to the x plus 5 plus 4 equals 9. What do you think my first step is going to be? Subtract 4. That 4 has nothing to do with my base or my exponent, so it has to go first. So I'm going to subtract 4 to both sides. So I'm going to have e to the x plus 5 equals 5. This has a base of e, so I'm not using log, I'm now using ln. Okay, e has to change to ln. So I'm going to have ln on the left side and ln on the right side. What does ln of e, what do you think that equals? That equals 1. So I have x plus 5 equals ln of 5. I'm going to get x all by itself, so I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides. Am I actually subtracting 5 from the ln? No, it's just going to sit outside. So what does x equal? ln of 5 minus 5. We're going to do one last one. It's going to be a little bit harder. All right, last one will be 4e to the x plus 2 minus 1 equals 8. What am I going to get rid of first? The minus 1. So how do I get rid of that? I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I have 4e to the x plus 2 equals 9. What's going to come next? Why do I have to get rid of that 4? I want the e, which is the base, all by itself. How do I know the e is the base and not the 4? The e is what's touching my exponent. So how do I get rid of a 4 that's touching? That's multiplication, so I'm going to divide. You're going to get fractions, and it's okay. So I have e to the x plus 2 equals 9/4. I see I have a base of e. What does an e have to turn into? An ln. So I'm going to ln both sides. What does ln of e equal? That is 1. So I have x plus 2 equals ln of 9/4. To get my x by myself, I need to subtract 2 to both sides. So x will equal ln of 9/4 minus 2. Questions? Tomorrow we are going backwards. So we're going to start with ln and log. So I really, really need you to try to get as much done practice-wise as you can today, okay? Most of my first period was able to finish that entire paper in front of you. I need you to really push yourself and work on this. If you are on campus, there's a page in front of you. Do not write on it, and my answer keys are posted. We are not doing level 4. You have to have a calculator, and we're not doing that, okay? If you are at home, you are in Schoology. We are in Unit 11, Topic 2, and we are on practice number 1. No level 4 problems. You can't do those. Okay, you have to have a calculator, and we're not using a calculator. So no level 4 problems. So whether you're working on the paper here or the paper at home, I need it out, and that's what we're doing. My answer keys are posted. They are also on Schoology. Yes, sir. Can what?